welcome to DKMN round 4 at Monza. Today I am with James the Eagle, who's going to give you a bit of track information for you guys.
Hello everyone. So, Monza is a very fast track, as we all know, speed demon, 5.7 kilometers long, 53 laps, well 27 today, 307 kilometers, well half that will be the race distance for today. There is 11 turns, a few rights, a few lefts, very fast. Sector 3, Parabolica, that will be a tough one. All the chicanes, especially traction out of the two Lesmos, will be a challenge for all our drivers today.
Yes, indeed. We are the second chicane, especially with the curbs, very random with their apexes. You know how the sausage curb can be sometimes on the game. As
I've noticed in this game that pardon?
Taupe is at the garage.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. I think we can just let them get on. I have noticed in this game the tyre pressures at Monza play a bigger difference than at most. Like, when you get to the second chicane and the two Lesmos, the traction becomes almost... It's going to be a challenge, fair to say. Ascari, less so, but it'll be quite hard not to invalidate there. They need to be very careful. And Parabolica just carrying the speed all the way through. I'm quite intrigued to see if someone will brave it, or well, everyone will probably brave it with 0-0 wings, but it will be very twitchy if they choose to go that route.
From past experience, I have run 2-0 wings, so it is possible to go to 0-0 wing.
I have tended to go on 0-5 just because the wheel doesn't really like staying with me very often at this track.
Yes.
As no juggle is out that, going on is out that, and IRC Taupe. All going to come out, they're going to set their first runs. How many runs do you think they're all going to do?
Just be a tour around the circuit for the first one. No competitive times as of yet. As Taupe now rounds the final corner to start his first lap. Going very fast down the straight. DRS open now as he bolts his way down the straight. Up towards turn 1, braking around the 100 to 150 mark. Checks his braking spot to perfection down to gear 2, up to gear 3 on the exit, and powers his way down into Curva Grande. Turn 3, very flat through here. No lift is expected throughout the entire weekend, as now turn 4 and 5, purple sector 1, since he is the first to cross line, a bit off.
Slightly squirmish. As I said in sector 2 and in these corners, it's just very difficult. Ooh, nice corner there.
Very close to track limits.
That's what you've got to be. You've got to push those limits, and especially in this league, very competitive, very fast.
Now makes his way to the difficult part of the track. Ascari
comes to the last corner. McLaren doesn't intrude too much, I feel well. Maybe a bit of dirty air, which won't help, but up to the line. Here's the time they've all got to beat.
That's a 19.9, very quick. Glow stick behind has invalidated, and now we look to, I think that is No Jug, who's also invalidated.
Bowen.
No, yes, Bowen. So he now sets 54 flat through.
Oh, wide.
Yeah, that's going to offset. And he has
invalidation.
So we'll go to our friend Trocker. Seems to have had a clean
yellows. I wonder where.
That's
sector
just
1. Someone's gone straight on.
No, I think they're just letting them through.
Trocker up to the line. On 10 o'clock improvement. Very tidy, as it always is on this man.
All the ASC drivers are giving each other a slip ring down to turn 1. Very nicely
See.
done. And now Azza comes across line.
No joke with the purple sector 1.
We'll hop on board with no joke in just a second as Azza now is P2, slots in behind Chopper.
Bistro starting out like I'm going to stay on board with no job as he goes down to Ascari. Using his hot lap ERS, making sure he's nice and tidy through Ascari. Apex met, second Apex met. Very, very nice on the traction. That's a very well taken corner.
And he's out of fuel.
It looked like such a positive lap, and that corner was taken very well. But
Boeing's now smashed it into the wall, and that is the first retirement of the weekend. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah. Here's the Haas car who are Haas invalidates. Very tough with track limits at this track. It's just, which I'm sure I'll find out in the DTR race next week. It's just very frustrating in a lot of tracks in this game that you feel like you're off, but 1 centimetre off with all 4 tyres not on the track, and that's the red light showing to your lap. So Tropper still leading the way.
Very well done from Tropper. Now Sportmad slots his way into P7 with a 20.4. We'll look to Azza, who seems to be on his in-lap.
I'm slightly confused to why Fran has set a medium. Maybe he wants to go with a very aggressive soft strategy in the race, but I'd assume you have 3 sets of softs in this session, so slightly bewildered, but
I believe he's out of fuel actually.
Anyone else on a lap? Quistro, I believe, is on a lap.
On board Quistro, timing is bugged for me.
Sector 1. Alpine, hoping to find a bit of success.
Purple sector 1 for him. He now goes down.
Braking.
4 and 5.
It's a bit too deep. Both apexes met, but I think just a smidge too deep into there. Nice and tidy on traction, no real squeamish moments. Ooh, very tight on the apex there.
One would argue a bit cautious in that section.
Yeah, but I think we've seen how many drivers have been validated. I think it's necessary just so you can get a banker. I mean, this early in the session, you need to get a lap down.
That is true.
Tidy.
As he now goes down to line, we'll quickly hop on board with Taupe, who's about to finish his lap.
I'm not sure. Around the final corner. Ooh, nice and tight to the inside. That's the esports line they promote. Across the line, 125, which slots him ahead of Lewis, behind PRL's very own Sportmad 1-2.
As now talking about Sportmad, he is now set a purple sector 1. Seems to.
It seems like a lot of drivers. Ooh, it's very aggressive with the cornering, which is I think what you need, especially at a track like this, where most of your time will be made up of the corners, unless you're running a very aggressively low downforce setup, which I assume all 16 drivers should be, because it is Monza, and you'd be an idiot not to.
Very true indeed.
There's a plane outside, very fitting.
As he now drops it.
He just looked slightly wide, and I think there's very little grip at circuits like this. You need to stay tight to your racing line, if not, something like that is bound to happen.
As El Troca now comes across the line, so no, he's about to start his first lap.
Ooh, Sten very out of shape at the first corner. I don't know if this is a lap or whatever, but he was. Oh no, he's going through sector 2, but he just was on the grass.
Very wide. It still keeps in track limits.
It's not a very tidy lap so far. If this is a lap, which I assume this is going full throttle.
Going to quickly hop on board with Taupe. He's not on his lap, but No Jug is. No, he's not.
Sten will need to come. If I was him, I'd come in on this lap and just go again, because I think I've seen quite a few mistakes, but to be fair, you can be worth just setting a time, making sure he hasn't been validated. That's a very nice parabolica. Tight on the entry, tight on the exit. Across the line. Yeah, but it is slow.
Unfortunate for him, but only a banker lap for now. Lewis now.
He has, as we see, he has a lot of improvements. I think It might have been second chicane as the dastardly second chicane where the traction all went away for him, and that's just, as I said in our opening.
Let's quickly hop on board with Trocker, who's on his way to the line. Nice
tight
line.
No? Ooh.
And it will be a 119.6. That's improvement for Trocker.
Extending his lead. Very nicely done.
And I think that's Grosjean on his way to the line.
Oh, no jogs out. He's had an incident in the exit of the second Lesnar, as I said. And just such difficult corners to master, especially if we have traction control off. The modulation of the throttle just gets even that more difficult.
So now we see the R drivers making their way down into Ascari. As Sten I think has dropped it as well. A lot of incidents made by the drivers so far.
I wouldn't even say it's a completely technical track. It's just at these sort of speeds it's very easy. The lack of traction you have in a lot of parts of this track, it's very easy to drop it.
Now Beatsy across the line, P9 for him. And Lewis now across the line.
It's probably a mixture of people running their aggressive wing setups to gain the most straight line speed, but it's also restricting their downforce on exits of some of these sort of medium speed, difficult corners that invade this track.
Let's quickly hop on board with Grosjean, who's on his way to the line. First lap for him, and that's a 1:19.7.
That's a great lap into P2.
So now we'll hop on board.
Super hash, some might say. Oh. Is that Tope on the lap? I think that is Tope on the lap. 53.1 in the middle set. Oh,
no,
sorry.
He's
53.1. Ah, never mind.
150s. So he'll be going for another.
Quistro on a lap? No. CBR Lewis on a lap. 7 tenths down, so I assume not.
I believe he's just crossed the line. So we'll hop on board with Gelram. He'll be next across the line. No, that'll be Fran, sorry. And he's up to P3.
Hop on board with who? This is Tope. I think this is Tope on a lap.
Yeah, we'll hop on board with Tope on the medium tyre. Let's see how they differ from the softs.
Yeah, I'm very confused. He's just gonna. I mean, he is sixth. He is ahead of a lot of other drivers.
And he is up on his time.
Oh, so, my headphones are discombobulating.
Down into the first Lesmo, now into the second Lesmo.
On earth. Oh my word. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Can hear you. My headphones just went on a mental one.
So Tope is down.
I don't know if you or the viewers heard. Oh, a little bit wide. No.
So hop on board with Moustache, who's on his way to the line, since he must be up on his lap time. Had a little moment, but now he's on his way to the line. 119.4.
Tope. Oh, what a lap. Haas are having a great day so far. Tope backed off. So I'm assuming he's going in to put on the soft tyre.
Quistro's now binned on the exit. And I think that's
what
Fran
corner?
on that. Gelram's now pole.
It's like Parabolica reminds me of that the opening section at China. You just have to. It's all about patience, about when to apply the throttle. It's very difficult, very hard to get right.
So I don't think anyone else is on a lap now. So we'll hop on board with Sten, who is on his way to the line for his first lap.
Wow.
For his
there
second.
Should be a lot of improvement. No, 210. So I'm assuming he's going now with the hot lap ERS. So on board.
Down into turn 1 he goes.
A bit of a lock up, but it's very tidy actually. Both apexes met comfortably. Ooh, a little bit Spanish. Spanish, whatever word you want to use. It all sounds the same.
He's now into sector 1. He has set a purple sector 1, so maybe.
This is where he had issue before. Just be careful, he's run a bit wide again, and he's invalidated.
Unfortunate for him, that was a purple sector 1. As Gelram
I
makes his way
mentioned
to
this
the
seems to be the portion of track. Well, not just him. I think every F122 player in the world has most issue with sector 2 in this portion of the track here. But it does seem to be a bit of an issue for Sten at the minute.
sport on the
Gelfram
lap.
has gone up to P1 inconspicuously. A 1:19.2, very competitive, very good.
Sportmad seems down this time. I wonder if he had a moment through that dangerous second chicane. But it doesn't seem like he's going to have any improvement on this lap, so it'll be him off to the pits.
Here's a fact for you. That lap time is almost 2 seconds faster than the official lap record around Monza.
Is that the race lap record or is that qualifying lap record?
Oh, I assume it's race lap record. Sorry, I made a bit of an error there. A 1:21 dead set by the F2004, so I don't know if that would be beaten. It could be, if someone, say, sets some softs at the end and then we'll see.
But we'll just hop on board with Sten, who's now set in a purple sector 1. 2 tenths up on his time. And he seems to look clean through that sector. But he seems to be recharging his battery, so maybe he's going for one last hurrah.
Oh, 2 cars very close to each other in sector 1. Oh, the AlphaTauris, I don't know if they're giving each other a tow or they seem very close to each other.
Quickly hop on board with Trocker, who seems to be he's warming up for his lap.
4 tenths to find. This will be the interesting one. He spent 4 minutes on this outlap. Ready for a big one. Let's go.
So down into sector 1 he goes. Very nicely indeed, locks the front, but that doesn't seem to have hampered him. Into turn 2, up to 4th and 5th very swiftly as he pushes
the
on
inside.
and then down into, so he is 26.1. That's his first sector. Nothing purple as of yet.
It's the traction. It's getting everyone today.
So on that exit, that painful exit of turn 4 and 5. Now has a little moment again. This is his final lap, so whatever happens here happens here.
Sten's out.
Sten seems to have dropped. He's still up on his time despite the time loss.
Second chicane, and that's invalidation.
So we will hop on with
Trocker
Sportmad.
won't improve on his lap. Sportmad, he's done. He's checker. Gelram, I believe. Let's just see if he can improve. Sector 2, it seems all clean. He's just using the inside to make sure he has as much traction as possible, as much grip as possible, slightly wide, although the game hasn't flagged him there. Very early turn in, and that is an invalidation. So Gelram will not improve.
Someone who is improving
hand,
is Quistro. He's set a purple sector 2. I don't know if that's a game glitch, but he is on his way.
I'm going to watch Moustache on his way up to the line. He's a 10th up. He's got a hash driver, well, not a hash driver in his way, a hash driver who is giving him all the slipstream he could possibly ever ask for, trying to will his teammate towards pole position.
Taupe P4. Fran remains P6.
Crosses the line, this could be pole. I reckon this is. No, it's 1 millisecond out. That is unbelievable.
He will
Moustache
be kicking himself.
Has gone 1,000th slower than Gelram. We could not improve. That is painful. Quistro, he's finished his lap, and it will be Gelram on pole by 1,000th of a second. Unbelievable.
What a qualifying session it has been for the drivers here. Very close for the front two. 1,000th of a second, as you said. And then we have Trocker P3. He knows he can do a lot better than that after his invalidation on his final lap. Taupe ends up P4, making IRT's top result for qualifying. And then we have Grosjean, Fran, Azza, Glowstick, Quistro, Sportmad, Lewis, Beaksy, and Sten rounding up the grid, with Boeing, No Jug, and Bastian ending the top, the drivers today.
We could be anticipating, if I was a driver, I probably would be quite smart to underfuel. There seems to be a lot of mistakes surrounding the grid, and I'd anticipate a safety car 1 or 2, or maybe even 3. So I don't know, because I have very recently. Oh, I thought my game had broken then. Very recently that there is a difference in the safety car likelihood at different track, and considering your knowledge, I wonder if you had any. You could enlighten us on the likelihood of a safety car at Monza in this game.
Probably less than 1% by the sounds of it.
Why's that?
Safety car likeliness, but if we have an incident down into turn 1, we will probably have a safety car. Hopefully that's not the case, but we will see.
Sorry, that's quite a complex question. We need to kill time somehow for the race, don't we?
Yeah.
Right.
As I've had a little game glitch as I try and see what tyres everyone is on quickly.
Well, I am currently staring at the garages.
Yes. But we will hop on board with the formation lap.
Yep. A Haas on the front row.
So here we go. Pit stop strategy, medium hards, or
I was about to say a Haas has never been on the front row, but Kevin Magnussen, what a man that is! What a lad he is.
So we'll have a quick look.
Someone has had a problem. Beakies has spun on the grid, and again has spun.
Making it easy. He resets the track by the game, I believe.
Starting on the hard, so the traction will be quite an issue, so we'll buck that up a little bit.
So we have
very heavy lock up.
We have a quick look at the tyre situation. The top 3, Moustache, Gelram and Trocker on the mediums, then IRT Tope goes for the hard tyre. Then another triplet of medium tyre runners, Grosjean, Fran and Azza. And then Glowstick and Quistro on the hards. Yes?
Who was the driver who was on mediums who looked 10th?
There are many drivers on mediums.
No, it's in mediums in qualifying.
That was Tope, and Fran used medium as well.
So I'm quite intrigued to see if he is just going to do a hard medium, or he's going to go aggressive and possibly do a hard, maybe 2 softs, hard, medium soft. With the likelihood of safety cars and the likelihood that these strategies will change as the race weaves and meanders its way to the checkered flag. Gelram not really intending on backing up track too much. He wants to preserve his temps all the way up to his grid box. Should have good traction and medium on the medium tyre. Tope may struggle. Needs to just make sure he doesn't lose too many or even just hold position at the start.
I think they're all trying to avoid a turn 1 incident as much as possible by bolting off the line as quickly as possible.
The key there is to just, it is a 27 lap long race and they're fairly long laps. There was quite a few places to overtake, especially turn 1. Just brake early. That is the key.
Yes. As we now watch Bastian take his spot.
I am going to be watching Moustache on the inside.
Yes, the top 3 are the ones to watch on the start. As we have 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go, and that's Gelram off the line well.
Good start by Moustache. Good start by Gelram.
Has bogged down a bit, and they're making it 4 wide into turn 1. But now
he's gone for it.
Dives and
he's very deep.
Off
he's
the track.
Russell.
And what's happening down the grid?
We'll have Trocker.
Trocker's
off
the track. He's taking the escape route.
Gelram, he's taking the better line.
Fran now side by side, I think. No, it's Azza's going side by side. going down
Joe
into turn
Ram
4.
used the traction he got out of the first.
Lewis now
chain
jumps off the
pulls.
track. And now that's Sportman and Trocker.
Goes down. No Jump and Bastion are having a bit of a ding dong here. Wheel to wheel on a. Oh! I think you need to watch yourself a little bit here, lads.
Bowing.
Oh,
And there's a car
Someone's had an
off.
incident.
That's Lewis. And there's more incident behind, and that's Bowing
Bowen's
off
out,
the track.
and that probably will be a safety car.
And that's a VSC for now. As Bastion's got wing damage. And Grosjean has,
I
I think, swapping positions.
Who else has got wing damage? There we go, pretty pit stop strategy again. The McLaren Bastion, who I said would get involved in a massive ding-dong battle, he's going to have to go in. CBR Lewis managed to escape without any damage. I think he was behind it actually, so a bit of luck for him. Grosjean gets himself a 5-second penalty.
That was for ignoring yellow flags.
Okay.
So the top two stay as they are, then Tope up 1, Fran up 2. Grosjean stays where he is. Azza up 1, Trocker down 4 after taking the escape route into turn 1. Sportman up 2, Sten up 4, Glowstick down 2, Nojug up 4 after a poor qualifying from him. Questro down 3, Beaksy down 1, Lewis down 3, and Bastion has made one up even after the wing damage he received. So it's back.
Great start for Nojug, and a great start for Sten, who, he needed to get a bit of a redemption, a bit of a clawback after what seemed like a struggling qualifying, especially with the traction in Sector 2.
And he's already making moves.
I'll be intrigued to be watching, I'm eager to watch how this race unfolds. The top two are unchanged. Moustache.
Oh, we got a move from SBS Fran. He's going to dive it down the inside, and he goes down the inside at that corner. And Beaksy's now at the session. So the safety car's not chosen to come out, but we have a battle between
right behind
four
Joe
top cars.
Back for the lead. Moustache goes down the inside. Wheel to wheel. Oh, he gets the braking right this time.
Side by side.
He
gets a better exit, I think. And that will be him up into first place. And we have a bit of a fight here. Jaram's not going to make the move here, but we have a move of Azza and Tope. He's hit him a little bit, but nothing too bad.
Good space given, fairly clean. It's just one wrong input, and then there's 3 cars. Just a lot of issues, a lot of problems.
Sportman
closing in. Bad call.
And we got
gets ahead of Tope with on the traction. The medium is always going to have better traction at this portion of the race, and on traction he just completely wipes out Tope. Moustache starting to escape a little bit from Joran.
He had a little bit of a heart-in-mouth moment there as he runs wide at Ascari. We've seen how people have crashed at Ascari, so very, very well done for keeping that alive. And now Grosjean seems to be mounting the pressure on Tope.
Moustache going very quickly. Lewis is closing in on Questro. Oh, never mind. A moment on the exit of Parabolica. You see a car in front of you and your eyes light up.
Oh, and he brakes too late and he smashes into Azza there.
Oh,
and that is Grosjean's fault there as he moves down back. And that's Trocker up 2 after that incident.
Any damage? Yeah, it's not gone well for Grosjean.
Yeah, I think that's Grosjean with some damage. Yes, it is.
Not a great start for his race at all. He's down 4. I'll tell you, he has had a good start. Sten continues to make moves. He's going to try and catch up to his old SRL mate, El Trocker.
Yes,
racing in different teams. Really?
Yeah.
I don't have the SRL encyclopedic knowledge that you do.
Yeah, they were on my team in SRL.
A mixed bag for DCR so far. Up 6 for Nojug, so a great start for him. Down 3 for Trocker, who'll be looking to try and find his way back to the podium to keep mounting and try and even sustain any sort of fight challenge for them.
But we're looking for the battle of the lead. Gelram's made up some time and he's looking for a move on Moustache.
He's very competitive at front. I'm liking it. There must have been a tiny mistake from Moustache as he was appearing to go very, very quickly. But now, they're right back in it. He's hugging to the inside, trying to take the inside line. I think he believes, considering that's where he made the overtake, that's where the grip is going to be. A bit late from Gelram, but he does do it very nicely. Bit of a squeeze. Never mind, Moustache I think has made the calculations absolutely perfectly. That line he takes just has more grip, and Gelram can do nothing about it.
As Quistra has made a move on glow stick and he's been pushed off, and that's Sportmad off the track. I think he's fun. And
Quistra is fun, but Quistra in the pits, serving 5 second and replacing his wings, so he'll probably need a safety car too.
Oh, when we got a move down into Lesmo 1, and that's Gelram down the inside, I think. Moustache takes the exit, and then he's through.
It just has the traction at the minute. SBS Fran has full stop. I imagine everyone will catch up at this point. Moustache is really good on the traction so far in this race.
And we're looking back at Azza, and he's making a move on the Taupe here. And he's left Taupe in the dust as he goes down into Ascari. But now we're just focusing on the battle for the lead. Fran almost bins it on that exit curb of Ascari.
Is Gelram going to try? If I was, I mean, of course, he wouldn't try here. He'd wait for his lovely bit of drag reduction down the main straight. I'm assuming Moustache will take the same line, which has seen him well so far in this race. All it takes is a mistake and Gelram. He seems to be a lot further ahead, and yeah, Gelram will lead the race.
But he's making the move back down the inside, almost makes contact there. And Fran's just tucking in, waiting for a mistake.
The dirty air now. Gelram takes the lead.
Taupe and Azza side by side. And that's Azza through on the inside. Taupe just saving and waiting for that tyre advantage to see through. And now we got Trocker just watching on this battle. He knows that he can make the move.
CBR is closing very quickly on No Jug.
Yeah, No Jug seems to be struggling out there. Unfortunate for him, but we'll stay on board with the
up 7 for No Jug though. I wouldn't really say he's struggling because he's the biggest improver so far today.
So Taupe seems to turn his DRS off, not making a move into there. Very smart thinking from him, waiting for the main straight.
Second wide,
Taupe has gone wide actually, and that means that Trocker has found a way through, pushing his way back to the top 4. But we'll see if there are any moves as of yet on the top 4.
Perhaps obviously Moustache will have DRS line on straight, but I think 6/10 is an insurmountable gap, even with the power. He is still losing time even with the DRS. Is he even deploying it? Yes, he is.
Taupe is now making a move on Trocker, having a go back at him.
Ooh.
As he goes down the inside, Trocker breaks later and he makes a move, keeps his position, shall I say, in Sportmad now on Quistra.
In the dirty air, they just escape from you. Quistra right behind Sportmad now.
So the top 3 seem to be in a stalemate, none of them wanting to make a move. Basti now the fastest lap. But he is.
He's on fresher mediums. He's made a stop, so.
Yeah, a bit too
somewhat
far
anticipated.
back.
Roadrun with the fastest lap.
On board Trocker, he doesn't seem to be making any ground on the car ahead.
Race is calming down ever so slightly. Sten with 3 seconds, CBR Lewis with 3 seconds, although that does not affect CBR Lewis. He is 3 seconds ahead of Glowstick. And it doesn't affect Sten either, he's got the 4 seconds on his No Jump.
So we'll watch for
massive problem for Glowstick. He's had a... Oh, I saw that right.
Seems to have dropped on the exit, and that is a safety car. And Fran sped into the pit lane actually, as everyone dives
just
in.
completely lost it on the exit of Ascari. I think you just sometimes you see the track and you think, oh, I'm going for it. You just a second or a millisecond too eager on the throttle, and that's it. The race unfolds.
Many speeding on in the pit lane.
5 seconds to Fran, 3 seconds somewhere, or a 5 seconds Sportmad also. Gelram a lot. No, has he made a stop? He made a stop.
So top 4 have not made a stop, but everyone behind has now decided to box.
I would argue I'm slightly surprised by that. Medium tyre, safety car in. I imagine the crossover point is maybe only 5, 6, 7 laps away before you definitely switch over.
And it is possible to make it to the end on the hards, I do believe.
What, from now? Yeah. Well, if you've got a few laps on the safety car, and there's likely there's another safety car after this. Very surprising, but we'll see if they make it yet.
So, let's see if Joram decides to box this lap. He's got Moustache waiting in the wings, dictating a decision. And now the top, the top 2
Moustache and Joram in. I believe
No Joke stays out.
That is going to be fine though. It allows a few drivers to unlap themselves. No.
Let's see if Moustache can jump Joram in the pits, as Joram is already past him.
If Fran gets both of them, it might be close with Fran here, because he has made a stop.
And he's bolting his way, but he'll be too far behind.
Very nicely calculated actually by Joram and Moustache there. They've not really caused any issues, no jug and I mean, I'd even just pit even if I was on hards and change my strategy. Oh, my door's stand shut.
As I think Stan and trying to remove his penalty.
Can you remove your penalty on the safety car?
Yes, you can.
It's just the drive through you can't remove.
Sorry, that was Sportman, not Sten. Fran, I doubt, will be boxing to remove his penalty.
Currently in the lead of the race, the Honda Variety will hope to deliver Alfa Romeo back to their former glory back in the early 50s when this sport was in its infancy. And they were the Italian team, they were the pioneers of our sport, and he'll be carrying that history with him throughout the rest of the remaining.
So IRT are P2 in the standings right now. They're chasing after SRL, who are in 7th and 9th at the moment. Still a lot to play for in this race, but IRT seem to have a huge points haul at this moment of the race over their competitors. So let's just look down the grid. So we'll be waiting an extra lap, I believe, for the final drivers to make their way to the back of the pack. Safety car doesn't restart until all cars have reached the safety car queue.
I'll give you another fun fact. I mean, that's what we'll try and fill the time with. Back in the 1969 Italian Grand Prix, the top 5 finishers were separated by only 6 tenths. Jackie Stewart won the race, beating Jochen Rindt, the Austrian, by just 8 hundredths. And then in 1967, a similar thing happened where Surtees beat Jack Brabham by only 2 tenths. I'm intrigued to see if we'll get a close finish like that today. It's unlikely with the modern cars, dirty air, and the like. But we will see.
It is possible. These cars have less dirty air than.
Less dirty air, but still, my apologies. They are seemingly a lot. It's still very prevalent in the game, the dirty air.
That is true. That is true. So 3 retirements so far. Boeing, Beaksy and Glowstick. Boeing caught up in an incident. Beaksy and Glowstick have both dropped it at Ascari, unfortunately. A few incidents further back involving Grosjean hitting the back of, I believe that was Azza. They seem to have recovered positions. Nojak pulls a fake. Trying to call maybe catch Toke by surprise.
I apologise if you just heard my mother shouting at me. Muted my mic, able to move on. Lap 11 then. I wonder if I can rest.
So the safety car will be in this lap, and that will mean that we are...
Joe Ram is in a very nice position right now. I mean, no juggling Toke. I am quite, because they're the only people who have stayed on their tyre they initially started the race on.
Push for softs?
Interested, yeah, potentially. Toke does have a lot of softs. Maybe that is his strategy, considering the medium strategy to follow qualifying. But it just seems like a bit of not sabotage, but it's when there's a safety car. If you don't gain enough time, a pit stop puts you with a lot of work to do. Smart thinking will win this race.
Very much the case. It's whoever plays their cards right, as the safety car is on its way in. And
Let's have a look at Toke. Is he going to slow them all the way down, seemingly? Hopefully no one makes a howl of it and crashes into each other. Warm up the tyres, nice and calm. Toke will want to bamboozle No Jug as much as he possibly can and try and just run away from the field, get as much time as he possibly can, try and benefit from other battles and hope that potentially this hard soft strategy we predict will pay off for him.
it seems to be going now.
Yeah, that's quite early actually. And I don't believe No Jug has picked it. He's taking the outside line, which appears to have more grip, although the gap is 5/10.
Fran is now making a move on Moustache.
Joe
Seems like he
Ram is
doesn't have
right on the back of No Jug.
speed.
He's not using any of his ERS, probably quite smart.
Fran now darting around the outside. And that's him making a little bit of contact.
Massive dive bomb. Well, not a massive dive bomb, but a bit adventurous from Sportmad there, and Bastion keeps P11. Moustache gets ahead of SBS Fran.
As they make a little bit of contact.
Big battle here. This is great news for Joe Ram. There's a battle for the lead as No Jug. Awesome. That's a great move. Only saw right at the end of it. That's a great move. No Jug into P1. Joe Ram into P2. So it's all starting to unravel a little bit for Toke. Trocker drops. Trocker comes up. Moustache goes down. This is all great news for Joe Ram. If he can take the lead here, he is very solidifying what would be quite a menacing lead, you'd think.
Taking it easy though. Don't have to push too hard, as we got a little side-by-side action. Sten and Azza side-by-side through Ascari. Azza makes a little bit of contact with his rear diffuser, but he powers past Sten, letting him go presumably. But now we'll hop on board with Joan, who seems to be on his way.
Right on the rear wheel, and with the traction with old tyres, it's just no match. He can just use his ERS and what I assume is better setup, better grip on his tyres. Off he goes.
No Jug lets him pass. Bastion and Sportmad are
Yeah, you can't really fight when you've got 12 lap old halves.
Bastion and Sportmad. Sportmad shuts him out, and Grosjean's been invited into the battle, and he mugs off Bastion, makes a little bit of contact when he screams.
Meanwhile, WSC Azza has been, well, to use your terminology, he's been mugged a little bit by two Alpine drivers. So Sten and Christo both get ahead of Azza, P2, P8 and P7. Lewis gets ahead.
And I think he's been mugged off again. As Lewis goes down the inside, tries to make the move on him.
Sometimes it happens in league racing, you just get someone overtakes you and then,
Sportmad takes an opportunity.
Just someone overtakes you and it starts to unravel a little bit and you get out of shape and someone may push you slightly wide. All in fairness, it's all quite fair, but someone may just push you slightly offline and all of a sudden you're vulnerable to 3 or 4 cars behind you, and then before you know it, you're quite a few places down before you were at the start of the lap. The rest of the labels. Not much really happening. I think
The fight at the back.
Still in this race is Fran.
Side by side, 2x2 action. And that's Sportmad, Lewis on Sportmad, then Grosjean on Azza.
Very close, reminds me a bit of Lewis Hamilton and who was it, Pierre Gasly or Albon, I think, at Monza earlier this year. Very, very close into turn one, many cars fighting together, that's what we like to see.
And that's Azza now making the move, and that's a bit of contact. And that's Lewis off the track, and he's jumped the corner at full speed, and that's him with damage. Azza now side by side with Sportman.
His end plate.
And that's him down the inside of Sportman.
It's silly. Is that, how many penalties is that for Lewis now? 13 seconds is just not...
Sportman darts down the inside and Grosjean follows him through, pushes him off the track.
He will need to pit as well. Losing your front end plate just gives you such a lack of downforce.
So, another 2x2 action down into Parabolica, and that's Lewis going slowly. I think he's on his way to the pits. And that's a 3 wide down into the main straight. He's gonna make it 4 wide down on the main straight, almost 4 wide. Grosjean slots ahead, and then we got Sportmad and Azza making a little bit of a scrap, but all is fair so far.
Is that someone with initiative? No, I was just seeing things. It's all very comfortable for Jarrah up front, like it has been for Red Bull over the past 12 months. No need to do anything silly, no need to push yourself too much. He's using a bit of the DRS to try and accentuate, amplify the gap, but when the 2 drivers behind you are both on tyres since the start, it's unlikely they're going to be able to catch you with only 6 lap old hards.
Let's just hop on board with the top, with the train all the way down to P7, starting with No Jug, as Taupe seems to be signing up on move.
He's probably holding up quite a big queue, as is Taupe. You're just going to have a massive lack of grip with those tyres. It's probably really frustrating for Fran, Chopper and Moustache.
Taupe does go for a move. No Jug goes in the middle of the track, and that is him down into turn 1 side by side.
Real banging. He's been hit.
Thankfully he's been ghosted. And that's Chopper making advantages as well as Fran. And Fran is now making a move on No Jug. He's side by side down into...
I wouldn't say that's very fair. I mean, he did...
Down into Della Orchard chicane, he goes down the inside, emulating a move, and he's made contact because he popped over the curb. And that's him down into P7. Now Moustache looking for a move. But no, Trocker is now swapping with his teammate. Very nice play from DTR. And that'll mean that No Jug is now going to block off the back of rear gunner.
If you looked at that top 7, if there was anyone that had the pace to maybe go and look at that gap 4 seconds with Medicine, but if there's anyone to go and attack Jarrah, you'd probably think it'd be Trucker, because he's on a very similar strategy. He's likely to...
As they go 3 wide now, and that is Moustache up into... and that's No Jug who spun from the contact with Moustache.
Such ends what was quite a nightmarish lap for No Jug. He lost a few positions, he gained a few positions, but he had a lot of contact. He's now dropped to last place.
So Sten making a move on Moustache. He covers it off though. And Sten now
you probably retire
for a move.
I don't think he has any wing damage, so I don't know why No Jug would be pissing unless he's ending his race early.
No, there's always chance later on for safety car.
He is pitting. Well, actually, I don't think he's pitting because he.
Sten goes down the inside and he's gone wide, and he has just avoided the wall. Actually, he's hit the wall, and that may see him with damage to the front wing. Because now his teammate Quister has been invited to the fray, as he looks on the back of Taupe. Nothing as of yet, but Fran will be making a move on Moustache.
Azza is right behind Sten. This will be close into the scoring.
Indeed, as they go side by side, and Sten lets him
he's
through.
Yeah. Remember how I mentioned how he could have something going on at the front? Well, I think that hope has faded. Joram has seemingly gained a whole second on the truck over that last lap. Menacing pace, and Red Bull showing who they really are, what they can do.
So Quistro now looking on the back of Tote as Tote now goes into pit lane. He speeds, unfortunately for him. But now Moustache
sometimes the
move on
pit lanes are just very unforgiving. It's almost probably one of the hardest braking zones on the whole lap is the pit lane.
Yeah, very quick pit lane. Now Grosjean seems to have made the move on Quistro. I'm not sure what happened there, but Quistro seems to be on the back foot. But now we hop to the battle for P2. Chocker leading the way, he seems to have a better exit through De La Roya chicane. I believe that is turn 4 and 5, correct me if I'm wrong. Even gap, but someone who is looking to make a move is Azza. Not got the battery for it, as opposed to Sten, but looking for a move nonetheless. Now Sten may be looking to make a swap with Quistro at some point.
Right on the back of Moustache. He's in a massive pass sandwich at the minute. There's 8 seconds of penalty though. I think any hopes of the Tifosi seeing a Ferrari podium are gone, and the other Ferrari driver was the first driver to retire on the first lap. It's not been a great day. We'll see how Fran turns out for 8 seconds of penalty. The first positive. It's not been a great day for the home Tifosi crowd here at Monza. We will look to try and make some exciting overtakes though, as Shocker holds up. I mean, Joram will just see that gap getting bigger and bigger every corner, and just coasting. He's got 9 laps, 8 laps between himself, and a bit of glory.
Yes.
Remind me what league Joram races in?
Joram is a GFRL. This will be their first win here. If he makes it to line
based on this pace, I would be surprised they haven't had any more, because this is quite a display so far from himself, from Joram.
But now Fran looks to be making a move. He fakes a move on Moustache, who also fakes a move on Trocker, as they all seem to be signing up a move on each other, maybe looking to make it 3 wide. But someone who is making a move is
Quistro wide.
Yes, Quistro did go wide.
You can see what happened there, but I swung over the curb, and maybe it was just a mistake, because we've seen a lot of mistakes so far this weekend. A lot of mistakes. Yeah.
So the front 3 all within a second of each other, as Fran looks to make a move, and he hits the back of Moustache, not once but twice. Nothing major, but any little bit of contact can make you spin around on this game. Very unfortunate model.
I think Fran is faster than Moustache, and it is quite frustrating when you are stuck in a DRS train like this, and you know you're faster than the car ahead, and sometimes they go so agonisingly slow in a corner. And sometimes contact is unavoidable unless you yourself go as slow.
So, seems like there is a stalemate at the front grid.
Sten.
Sten now drops it. Will that be a late safety car? That is a late safety car. So Trocker has one chance now to make a move.
8 laps left. Is that soft?
It could be softs to the end of the race. Let's see what Trocker was thinking. Joram might be looking for a pit stop. Joram darts in.
At this point, and yeah, it goes for Catalan's opinions massively. Trocker will get back that 9 seconds that he has lost to the Red Bull.
Grosjean stays out because he's avoiding a double stack.
All the penalty people will be quite frustrated at that.
Fran will remove 5 seconds from his time. That's fortunate for him, but he'll be losing positions. Let's look at Trocker to see where he comes out.
Grosjean ahead of Gelram, he must have stayed out.
Yes, he did.
Going for, I think, anything he can at this point. It's probably a smarter gamble. Just no penalties, but he is on 13-lap-old hards. He's going to be the biggest sitting duck of all time to fresh softs of Gelram. Trocker's gone on to fresh mediums, so a few thinking softs are not viable to the end, but a few thinking they don't have fresh enough softs. Those on mediums, just wanting to preserve, wanting to be safe.
Of course, the top 5 are all without penalties. In fact, Fran is the only one with penalties. So they all believe that mediums are the way to go. Honestly, I don't know at this moment in time.
They all go out, I think they're all going on to softs. Apart from No Jug, who has gone on to mediums again. Just as a Moustache and Trocker onto mediums. They may be looking around thinking, have I made the wrong choice here? But I think it's very tight. I'm not too sure how bad the soft tyre wear is here. We haven't really seen soft use in this race. I think it could be quite harsh at Monza with the high speeds, but you're not really going to put too much load in your tyres apart from turn 1 where there's going to be a lot going through and there's going to be a lot of wear. But with the safety car going for another lap, I think softs is fine.
That Sportman in the pits, I wonder if he's had damage on his lap. Is he looking to go for a fresher set of softs? Very smart from him. As he goes now. He will still remain in front of Tope. I do believe. Tope is on his way down the straight, but yes, he will be ahead of Tope. So, we're just waiting on No Jug to catch up, but he's boxed again. I wonder if he's going for the soft tyres now, changing his mind. He is going on the softs. So, just waiting on No Jug and the rest of the pack to catch up. So the safety car will be out another lap. And then we will be back on the racing speeds at green flags. Have you got any other facts for us?
Any facts? I will search right now. My Wi-Fi isn't being incredibly helpful at this moment in time.
As we'll have a quick look, whilst you are looking for a fact, we'll have a quick look to see.
Well, I could say what has. Let's look at the laps, because I've just read a quite interesting fact about the laps. Based off Lewis Hamilton back in 2020 set the fastest ever lap in a Formula 1 car in terms of average speed, with an average speed of 264 kilometers an hour, which converted to miles per hour is something I'm sure very, very quick.
What did you say was the race lap record?
A 121.2 or 121 dead, so a 121 dead.
So, at this moment in time, with the mediums, the fastest lap being set on the mediums, I don't know what the tyre delta is, but it could be broken today. With
the softs, you'd assume, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see. Of course, none of these cars will have the power that the infamous F2004 had. And these cars are considerably slower than they were last year, as Grosjean almost going to slam back into the safety car. That's quite amusing. The softs are the tyre, I think, based on the fact the safety car is still going round.
Safety car will be in this lap.
It's quite good out for this one, except the softs are very much the tyre. Unless Trocker can maybe get ahead early, if you think that's a chance to win. Grosjean, even if Gelram and Trocker have a battle, maybe potentially he'll slip out of them. It'll be unlikely though.
So So we will hop on board with Trocker for the restart, as it is now coming in. So Grosjean back to pack up massively, not even going 30 miles an hour, and then he bolts again, sort of. It now reaches his constant speed.
Who was on pole?
Gelram was on pole, and then it was Moustache.
I mean, makes sense who wins this game, wins this race, sorry. The pole sitter at Monza has gone to win 21 times in 64 events. That's almost a third, which is very impressive. It's not a Monaco situation where pole seemingly gives you a win, but pole would be very, very helpful.
So Grosjean has bolted now. Azam now making a move on Moustache, and Fran tucking in behind.
Is closer to Gelram than Gelram is to Grosjean. This could get interesting. Into the first corner. It's not a good first corner for Grosjean. It is for Gelram though, who is now right on his rear wheel with these soft tyres. You really anticipate it. You need to look out for these lap times.
We'll quickly hop on board with Azza though, because he is now looking on the back of Moustache. He tucks in behind. As Moustache darts about in the braking zone. Trocker a bit sideways, and that has made him lose ground. But Gelram now down the inside of Grosjean, and that is him up. No, Grosjean's fighting him back, but with the
traction. He just won't have the traction. 16 laps old hard, he just won't have the traction. I think unless Trocker can quickly get past him, Gelram is really looking at that top step with keen eyes, keen lips. Let's watch Gelram.
As No Jug's dropped it.
Yeah.
Thankfully there's no, and that's a safety car.
Oh, really?
So,
full safety car?
That will mean Trocker's got one last chance to have a go at Gelram.
He's going to have a big Haas car in his way.
Yes, the Haas isn't pitting, so he's going to the end.
He really didn't have a good start to this race, Grosjean, did he? He had a lot of penalties, and he also, he did not have a good start to the race at all. He dropped loads of positions. I think he had an incident or two, but it's very likely, he's very confident that he can get himself on the podium, possibly even P2. It will take a lot to try and keep out Trocker, but the mediums are just not going to work as much as the softs are at this point.
So No Jug is now coming to the pits. He's gone on to the mediums. I assume he will go back in the hards. Sorry, the softs. The next lap. So that will prolong the safety car, but it should be coming in.
I'm quite upset that safety car ruined my experience of seeing Gelram cross the line and potentially get that lap record we're so craving, but I have faith we will get it. I always believe.
Yes, and the safety car will be in this lap, I do believe. Or it will be in the next lap. Yes, the safety car is in this lap, since we are too close to the end, and Grosjean is already looking for a move on Gelram, tucking in very close, anticipating when he's going to make a move. As everyone's now weaving to get temperature in their tyres. Fran has now hit Azza, don't know what happened there. As No Jug is looking to quickly get back to the pack, which he has been allowed to do, and he will have that momentum if Gelram decides to go early.
On my screen, there is no yellow flag, so they can just race as freely as they want. It's clearly not the case.
Yellows will go at the end of the lap.
Unsurprisingly, Grosjean is right behind. I think he's very eager.
Gelram's waiting. He's gone now, so that'll be Trocker with the better grip. Looking to make the move.
If Trocker can get past Grosjean as fast as possible, a lot of wheeling. I don't know if that's very safe, but
it's all fair at the moment. As he's now darting around the outside.
You must
And
get in
that's
here.
a little bit of contact, and that's as
I think you have to concede at that point. So he's going to have.
and Sportmad
traction.
spun.
Sportmad
I don't know if he's collected anyone with him. Tope seems to be. No, Tope seems to be
found
alright.
his way into the points. He'll be quite happy with that. He's talked about what has been quite a disappointing day for him and DTR.
And that's Grosjean down the inside. But he will have a lost grip. And there's another yellow. Bastian's now spun it. And now Trocker is already 2 seconds down. There's now Moustache and Azza looks to fight, and he gets pushed off the track.
It reminds me a lot of Max Verstappen last year. Every time we think there's a potential for something interesting to happen, Joe Ram has just come in and shown who's been the best driver today, who's been the best driver today. He's been completely, pretty much dominant is what you have to say. He's 2 points up from sector 2, so maybe I'll get my wish. It's very Max Verstappen-esque. He's in the same car. He's driving the track which Max Verstappen dominated earlier in the season. Up to the line.
And that is the fastest lap of the race, 1:21.6. So not that fastest lap that we were looking for. But now Az is looking on the back of Grosjean.
I don't think it's possible. I honestly don't think it's possible in this.
Trocker's fending for all his life, and now Azza down the inside into turn 2. And that looks like he's made the move on the fresher tyres.
Joe Ram no longer able to see any car in his rear mirrors. Final lap of the Grand Prix. It's been a commanding experience as he goes through the second chicane. Just take it easy through the 2 Lesmos, don't make any errors. Purple sector.
But that's Grosjean off the track. Fran's now got damage from that, and now No Job's making his way through. He's now into P4, but he's been spun round, and that's Fran off, and that's also Moustache into the gravel.
Grosjean into P4, Azza into P3, but with the penalty. Trocker keeps P2. Fran has left the session.
Fran's furious.
I know he'll be. But going back to our leader, then let's watch him across the line, because it's been such a great performance by him. It's just been so commanding. Pole. It hasn't quite been flag to pole, or pole to flag, sorry, or line to flag, or whatever you want to say. But he is rounding the final corner, across the line to cap off an absolutely dominant display by Joe Ram.
Trocker comes along for P2 and Azza to P3. Grosjean P4. Now he goes to P3 in the ASE driver.
What was that fastest lap? Was it a 1:26?
Yeah, 1:21.6.
No, it was a 1:26, wasn't it?
Let me just quickly check that for you.
If it was a 1:26, then I believe we've got.
It is a 1:26.
He has broken the race lap record from Rubens Barrichello in the F2004. That just tells you everything you need to know about Joe Ram today. He's been unbelievably impressive. Every time we've seen or we thought there was potential for it to go wrong for him, it just hasn't. DTR No Job with driver of the day. He's the game driver of the day. He's been able to claw back what was quite a disappointing start to the race, and he was last before the final safety car and able to make a few positions. He was spun at the end, quite disappointingly though. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed that. My first time commentating. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Joe Ram class the field.
There's the Griddies on top of the up the top step of the podium.
Who would you say your driver of the day is?
I think it's got to be Joe Ram. Very dominant display.
It was just Max Verstappen-esque, and the form that Max Verstappen is in at the moment, that is the best compliment you can give any driver. Unbelievable.
As a space champagne, and that caps off a victory.
I'll leave you to do an outro.
Okay. Thank you for commentating alongside me, as now we see Joe Ram wins, Trocker second, Grosjean third, Moustache fourth, Azza fifth, Tope sixth, Quistro 7, Sportmad 8, Nojog 9, and Bastian rounds out the top 10, and that is all the people who have finished the race. So thank you for watching. That has been an amazing race to watch from start to end. What else can we say? It was an amazing race. Catch us for round number 5. Let me just quickly check what race that will be. Round number 5 will be at Silverstone, the legendary Silverstone, one legendary track after the other. So meet us at Silverstone for the next race. Thank you for watching, and good night.